Chapter 5. Seeing God. Saint Augustine once said, "O, my God, let me see thee, and if to die is to see thee, then let me die that I may behold thy face." Yet, when we fell, God told us, "You cannot see my face and live. But I will cause my glory to pass by, and when I pass by, you shall see my back, but my face you will not see." That God is your wonderful I amness, your awareness who is forever, claiming, "I am that is who I am." Imagination's power is the only power. It is your power to kill, to make alive, to wound and to heal. It is your imagination which forms the light, makes the good, and creates the evil, and there is no other God. Man is inclined to believe in two powers, one for good and the other for evil, but I tell you there is only one. The I in man is he who kills and makes alive, who curses and creates. Your consciousness of being is the only reality. The self-definition of an absolute state is I am divine. And this absolute state is God. It is your I am which cannot be seen. Matthew tells us, "Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God." The word pure in the above statement comes from the Greek word katharos, which also means clean, clear, to be pure. The mind must be cleared of all obstructions created by traditional wrong thinking. The heart must be cleared of the belief in a secondary power. Only when this is done will you be blessed, for you will know the one and only God to be your true self. There is no power outside of you. The same power in you that makes the good, creates the evil. Start now to free yourself from the belief in two powers, for only then will you be pure in heart and see God. The whole vast universe is nothing more than the response to the consciousness of men. If you believe that the I in another is the cause of your displeasure and not your own I, then you have planted the tree in your mind which is obstructing your view and must be uprooted. We are told, "No man shall imagine evil in his heart." I am not speaking of a physical organ, but of the mind, the center or heart of the matter. When your heart is pure, you become a member of the order of Melchizedek. Read the story carefully and you will see that when Abraham slaughtered the kings, all of his negative and unlovely ideas, he returned to find Melchizedek, the symbol of the I am, the being you really are. Learn to discipline your mind, for only the disciplined mind can maintain the feeling of the wish fulfilled. If what you had imagined has not come into being, it is because you have not severed the ties that bind you to the level where you now stand. You must break your mechanical reaction to life in order to change your life track. The only reason for this teaching is to encourage you and push you up the vertical line of the cross. It is very important for you to learn to be uncritical of yourself, for if you are not, you will justify your behavior which will cause you to remain in your present state. But if you will stop being critical, you will stop the negative thoughts that bind you to your present state and move out of it into another. There are 3 ways to clear your mind of the trees of traditional wrong thinking and allow you to see God. They are uncritical observation, non-identification, and sacrifice of the state you formerly believed yourself to be. Man tries to see God by means of little pictures, but God can only be seen through belief in one power. Through uncritical observation, you will encounter your particular state. If you don't like the role the state requires you to play as it unfolds, stop reacting to it. Until you reach the point where you no longer react, you are not pure enough to see God. When you see Him, you will know Him, as you will be like Him. Where I am is always what I am. Establish one I within yourself, not a number of I's. The eye roots out all secondary causes and clears the mind of the power to enslave. Your belief in powers external to you is a tree which must be rooted out of your mind. Begin now to use this technique and you will realize your every dream. But first you must have a dream, a desire for something, as desire is your springboard of action. Define your objective. If it were fulfilled now, where would you be physically? What would the world look like? Would your wife, husband, mother, father, or friends see you differently, feel their presence, see the joy expressed on their faces, and hear their congratulations? Repeat this act until you have the feeling of accomplishment. Then, having assumed the feeling of completion, remain faithful to it, for your assumption contains within itself all of the plans and power necessary for externalization. You need do nothing on the outside, for by your assumption, your mind is being rearranged, and what it confirms, it externalizes. Your desire may be for an improvement in your financial position, your social circle, or a deeper understanding of the mystery. The desire is up to you, but when put into practice, this technique will never fail you. The kingdom of heaven, with its many states, some lovely and some not so lovely, is within you. The state capable of wounding, or healing, killing or making alive, is within you. They are all psychological states, completely furnished and ready to externalize themselves in your world. And, if having entered a particular mansion, state, you do not care to remain there, you may leave it by the same technique it was entered, through the act of assumption. It is so easy to feel sorry for yourself and so very difficult to give up this feeling. But you cannot enter another state until you do. No one can uproot the weeds of self-pity or the trees of so-called second causes for you. You must uproot them yourself. God put Adam in the garden to tend and keep it. As Adam you fell asleep, but when you awake, you are Christ, the power and the wisdom of God. Start now to observe your reactions to life and do not allow yourself to become identified with any unlovely state. Sacrifice your little hurts, your grievances, and belief in secondary causes. Then you will be blessed, for you will be pure in heart and see God. Awake. Test yourself and you will discover that the fault you see in the other exists in you. Turn to self, and you will find the Christ in you who is your hope of glory.